For those of you that do not know, this little tool with its crooked handle is an adze. And I'll show you what it's used for. See the heart of the wood, the grain of the wood, or the rings of the tree. This is from a split red oak. I split it down the middle, and then I split the piece off the side, which is here, so that its weight will help pull it apart from each other. And it's still fairly green. And we're going to work with an adze. Now this is like putting, if any of you play golf. You're not going to draw back over your shoulder and make a swing unless you're making a hog trough. Still, you don't need to do that to make the hog trough. Or feed trough, either one, whatever animal it is. See if you can see this. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to stand on the piece of wood that I'm working. My hand will go just like this on the very top. I'm going to put my foot down and I'm going to make little smooth strokes. And it's just going to take out little chips of wood. Now the curved lips on this shipwright's adze allows you to cut across the grain. And you're going under your foot so that you don't chop your toe or into your leg. So as you chop away, just a little at a time, you'll notice the little lip that the blade leaves in passing. And you just go at a steady pace. You're not in a race. It's no big hurry. You get over here to the edge and you may want to go between your legs, so you'll move it over to your thigh. And what you're doing to keep yourself steady so that you're not going up and down is why I'm putting my hand against my body, and I'm just working it back and forth. No real fight against it. And I'm going at an angle away from my feet because I don't have any super glue out here in the woods to close the wound if I get one. You'll just slowly work your way over, and this will plane the wood smooth for you eventually. And wood that is adzed to the point to where it's smooth and ready for the plane is adzed. Wood that still has sways and lumps in it that go across to where the adze hasn't leveled it off for the plane, where it's got a lot of work for the plane to do, where you jump and skip as you go across with your hand plane. That's called half adze. ADZ. If few terms have been coined from that. And this new handle hasn't really seated well to the adze yet. It takes some time and some knocking it on and off, but you want this loose so that you can remove it from the handle to get it to the file, because the blade is only sharpened from one side, on this side facing up. You do not sharpen this adze this way. The only thing you may do is take your stone and go flat across to knock off any burrs that may develop on the adze. Kind of a honing stone type of burnishing to remove the burrs. So this is the adze. This can develop, well, not develop. This can work a piece of wood until it is flat across the grain. It can also take round logs that have been hewn with the axe to smooth them off for exposed surfaces, or even a rough half-adzed approach such as the old railroad ties used to be. Now, the adze for the railroad did not have this little prick in the back of it. It had a big weight because you were swinging hard with your legs spread wide, and you use a much shorter handle on it, and you're bent over more, and it's much harder on your back because you're not doing finished carpentry, you're doing rough carpentry. With the railroad adze, they were specially made for that. This is an iron piece of metal, and it's hammered so that it has a steel blade fashioned to the end to where it's hammer welded together. And I found this handle in an Ace Hardware, and I just grabbed it, and I'm having to do a lot of adjusting here as I use it today. So I'm taking the knife and I'm scraping, not digging in, but just lightly scraping away a little wood at a time to get this adjusted. This is a very good, very useful tool. saw it's been a little more aggressive right there because there's a thick spot here on the edge of the log or the plank that keeps it from allowing me to get to this valley that's right here. Now there's another low spot here, so what I'll actually have to do is I'll just get the axe and I'll draw a line with a pencil across this, or pop a straight line, either one. And I will take the axe and I will chop in and then pull off the pieces, and then I will work on getting it all nice and flat, and I'll show you guys all the steps with axe and adze. This is going to be a little table when it's done. Hey, thanks for viewing. Like, subscribe, follow this new channel. I hope you get it growing. Have some fun with wood. Share with you guys a love of mine, which is no longer in my area on UNC. And hopefully Mr. Underhill will not mind me throwing kudos and thank yous his way a lot. But I'd like to thank all of you for viewing. Share it, subscribe, follow us here.